Warning: Tsukihime is an adult visual novel with themes and depictions of sex, sexual violence, rape, gore, and abuse. Warnings will be placed before any of these pop up in the video. Just be advised that these themes are in the story.
Hello, and welcome back to Tsukihime. In the last part, Shiki learned all about his relationship with the Tohno mansion. First, that he was adopted. Second, his adopted brother Shiki is actively out killing people. And lastly, that Kohaku was the one who had given him the ribbon when he left the mansion 8 years ago. A lot of information, but what to do with it exactly is unknown. We ended the part with Shiki following Akiha on a midnight walk, her hair shining a crimson red. At the end of his snooping mission, he tried to get back to his bedroom, only to collapse on his first step up the stairs. It is now time to start Chapter 8, Evil at Every Corner 2, and see what the new day will bring.
Strong rays of sunshine caused me to open my eyes. I'm in my room. I'm now wearing my pajamas and lying in bed. Excuse me. With a knock, the door opens. Oh, that was her. Excuse me. With a knock, the door opens. Kohaku-san enters carrying a towel and a bucket. Good morning, Shiki-san. How are you feeling? Kohaku-san draws near with her normal smile. I think back to last night's conversation with Hisui. Tucking that away into the back of my mind, I try to make my usual smile. Morning, Kohaku-san. Did you carry me up here? Huh? Don't you remember, Shiki-san? I found you alone on the stairs and you stood up once I called you. You said you had a nice nap and started to walk. I did lend you my shoulder, but you walked here by yourself. I don't remember. I must have been so tired that I forgot what I did. So you don't remember anything about last night? Maybe. I don't remember anything after I came back to the mansion. That's unfortunate. Shiki-san, you kept apologizing to me. I inquired why you kept apologizing and you kept saying that you were an idiot and a blockhead. Shiki-san, are you a blockhead? No, I don't think so. Well, I really am starting to get the idea that they think my brain is made out of wood. Anyway, thanks a lot. If I slept on the stairs, I'd have caught a cold in school. Huh? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? The clock tells me it's already past 10 in the morning. Kohaku-san, school! Yes, today is your school's founding holiday, so you don't have school. Oh, that's right. Come to think of it, it was. I completely forgot about it since I've been spacing out at school lately. Well, I should get up anyway. If I sleep any longer, Akiha will... I sit up on my bed. Huh? I can't really... My body won't move. I try to get up with my arms, but they have no strength. It seems your condition is still bad. You have a slight fever and you look a little pale. It may be boring, but please rest in bed today, Shiki-san. Kohaku-san wiped my forehead with a cold, wet towel. It feels good and cold. It seems your fever is down. You're not sweating as much and your face looks much better. You should be well by the evening. Kohaku-san crisply brings out a thermometer and an ice pillow. In the end, she makes me open my mouth and checks the condition of my tongue. Well, I'll bring you some rice porridge right away. Shiki-san, you better behave today. Kohaku-san. Yes? What is it, Shiki-san? As expected, she is like always. Her usual cheery smile doesn't change. I can't bring myself to think that her smile is just an act. Nothing. I'm looking forward to the rice porridge. Yes, well then, excuse me. Kohaku-san disappears down the hall, her footsteps padding after her. I just stare at that figure silently.
It's now noon, and after eating in his bed, Shiki is thinking to himself. Yesterday's revelations still plague his mind. He had asked Kohaku about the murders, and she responded that no one died yesterday. He's glad no one was hurt, but he feels an intense desire to stop his brother as soon as possible. With his body as it is, however, he would not be able to do anything. Realizing he should rest, Shiki closes his eyes. Sleep comes quickly, but before he can fully fade, his heartbeat rapidly races and he's alert. His thirst has grown, and he stumbles out of bed. His mind is hazy, but he manages to stumble his way out of the room to get some water.
The hallway is empty. A long time ago. So long ago I don't remember. It's something I don't need to remember. This place is quiet, like ruins you might see in a movie. Hot. The sunlight is hot. I just want some water, so why? Something compels my legs to move. It seems like the detached building is bathed in sunlight. Completely, like I'm in a hot desert, my vision dims white. Thud. I hear a noise. It's from this detached house. Someone. Is someone in there? Oh, this is gonna be... Opening the sliding doors very slightly, I peer in from the porch. Inside, I see the figures of Akiha and Kohaku. They look a little strange. I hear the swishing of an obi being removed. What? Without a word, Kohaku-san pulls down her kimono and bares her breasts.
Behind the screen doors are Akiha and Kohaku, with his sister sucking blood from the ribboned maid. Shiki watches dumbstruck, his rapid heartbeat now brought to a frozen stillness. He wonders if this means Akiha is a vampire, but he then hears the two girls conversing. Kohaku warns Akiha of drinking too much of her blood, as it would be dangerous.
Just like overdosing on medicine, getting too used to blood will cause you... You want to say I will be like Shiki? That is strange, Kohaku. You don't want that? Her eyes are filled with enjoyment. Kohaku doesn't answer. That is fine. I didn't like father either. He was pure evil. Just thinking he was my real father made me want to kill him. Right? Succumbing to his blood and forcing his passions on you when you were still a child. Every day he would do those disgraceful assaults without end. So, Kohaku, I already know that you have a grudge against me and Shiki. Why? You know all this and still drink my blood? Of course. I know it can't be helped that you have a grudge against me, but I still like you. So whatever you do, I will forgive you. Unless you mess with what's most important to me, that is.
With this statement, Akiha gets more aggressive with her consumption, which increases Kohaku's worry. Akiha brushes away the concern, noting that she is only doing this for her own pleasure, and that she won't end up like her murderous brother. She adds that it may be what Kohaku truly wants, a point that the maid can't bring herself to respond to. As Akiha continues, Shiki's eyes are treated to more blood, and his body responds with his heart roaring to life and calling for him to kill. He manages to keep himself still despite this, and the conversation continues. Kohaku wonders why Shiki wants so much blood, as despite her supplying him with more than enough, he is still actively killing people and drinking their blood. Akiha relates it to a taste preference, and that he was currently looking for, quote, different flavors. Akiha says this, but mentions that Kohaku's synchronizer blood is tasty. Shiki remains still, despite his intense desire to kill. An upsurge of pain grows throughout his body due to his inaction, but it does not move him. Back to the girls, Akiha explains that her biological brother and herself both desire one person's blood over all else, that who they love the most. For her brother, it would be her blood, but he's kept away to maintain his current life. If one managed to drink the best blood, quote, there would be nothing left. The one who you cared for the most would be dead, and living after that would be pointless. Akiha concludes, saying,
That is why I will never go after the thing I want the most. If there is a time for me to do that, then that is after finding out that it will never become mine. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
With the feeding complete, both girls collapse. Shiki manages to get a hold of himself and he bolts for the door, his last image of the old room being Akiha's strong red hair. The boy's mind is racing as he tries to understand what he just witnessed, while also fighting away a strong feeling of nausea. The similarity between Akiha and the other Shiki have now been cemented in his mind. He's also extremely concerned about himself. He hates how excited he grew when Akiha sucked Kohaku's blood, as well as how transfixed he became with Akiha's vermilion hair.
Crimson hair, a vermilion spider web, freakishly scarlet like the wings of a poisonous moth, the very color of evil. Excessively beautiful, excessively poisonous. Therefore, I am ruled by this strange feeling. Underneath the brilliant sun, I walk through the woods. Shut up. The insistent racket does not stop. The unnatural sounds. I can hear them coming from behind me. Insects. Some black insects are crawling around my back. Because Kohaku-san called me a blockhead, these insects think my spine is a tree and crawl around looking for honey. The insects gathered around my spine crawl into my brain through my neck. Countless insects claw my back, crying out. As the insects enter, a sick impulse almost seizes me. Kill. The command to kill Tohno Akiha fills my brain. There can be no mistake. The name of these insects is the urge to kill. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I slap the back of my neck with my hand. I feel like I'd go crazy if I didn't. I don't hate Akiha for sucking blood. I only hate myself. I hate being filled with the command to kill her.
Shiki makes it to his room, having successfully fended off the metaphorical bugs of desire that pestered him. Catching his breath, he wonders why he was not able to understand Kohaku. He realizes now that when Kohaku and Hisui were brought to the mansion, it was solely for their synchronizer abilities. Akiha's mention of what his father did to Kohaku made Shiki fully understand what it meant to be his servant.
Always. That girl was always by the window, not knowing how to leave, or even how to beg for help. Makihisa had no sympathy for Kohaku, still being a little girl. It was written in the journal. Makihisa only saw Kohaku as a tool, just like a child, placing all his emotions onto her. That girl would perpetually just stare at us while we played in the garden. I can't condemn Makihisa. I also tortured her, more than Makihisa. Hisui said it, that Kohaku-san always wanted to become Hisui. I can't even imagine it. That girl being locked in the mansion ever since childhood, looking down at us, playing behind that clear wall of a window every day. Despite this, she gave me something important to her as I left. After that, for the sake of her younger sister, she began smiling in her own play. A terrible farce. Only, inside the play, even she knows is a lie. All she can do is laugh? What? What a terrible thing I've done. Thinking that Kohaku-san was Hisui, I've spoken to her about my memories of the past, the day of the welcome party. While cooking with Kohaku-san, I spoke so happily about memories with Hisui. She said she didn't feel pain when she cut her finger. Foolish. My chest constricts. I can't breathe. Myself that wants to kill Akiha. Myself that couldn't even understand what was going on. Sorry. Sorry, Kohaku-san. My consciousness wavers. My body enters a stupor. For the first time, I want to kill myself using my ability. Huh? What happened? What the fuck?
Shiki's consciousness returns, and it's nighttime. He overhears Hisui and Akiha talking, the master rejecting the maid's request for a doctor. Shiki's condition won't be cured unless the problem is dealt with. Shiki realizes he's in his adopted brother's room, though his thoughts are unsteady and he can't move his body. As the conversation goes on, Akiha is upset at Hisui for not keeping track of him.
You failed, Hisui. I told you to pay attention to Nissan today, right? I can't even trust you to take care of Nissan like this. I am very sorry. If you want to apologize to Nissan. Apologizing to me will just make me angry. I don't understand why they're like that, but I understand that Hisui is being scolded because of me. Akiha-sama, I cannot help Shiki-sama if he collapses. Please give Nissan my duty. That won't do. I can't let Kohaku near Nissan. You shouldn't either. Be with Kohaku every time she's here and never let her alone with Nissan. But, Akiha-sama, Shiki-sama's condition is getting worse. If he does not receive medicine from Nissan, he will not be able to stand. That is true, but that's better for me. Akiha murmurs this as she ponders. Aw, fuck. Hisui, tell Nissan to skip school for a few days when he wakes. He has not been well the past few days, so do not let him out of the room until he gets better. I will contact his school. I can no longer see Akiha's figure. A subdued Hisui is the only one in the room. Shiki-sama, are you awake? I'm surprised. Akiha didn't even realize it, but Hisui must have known I was awake. Yeah, I woke up just a little bit ago. Sorry. Because of me, Akiha was mad at you. No, it was only natural for her to be angry. I did not realize that you had collapsed, Shiki-sama. Jeez, I'm used to it. And what's with Akiha wanting me to skip school? I'm fine, so I don't really need intensive care or anything. Shiki-sama, about that, can you not do as she tells you to do? Oh shit, we getting rebellious up in this bitch. Huh? You mean not go to school tomorrow? Hisui nods. She looks as if she is not worried about being scolded by Akiha. Rather, she is really concerned over me. Oh. I can't say no to those eyes. I understand. I'll rest from school tomorrow. Is that acceptable? Hisui gives a weak, apologetic smile. Well then, please excuse me. If anything happens, please call for me. Hisui disappeared with a bow. The instant I became alone, sleepiness assails me. In all seriousness, there does seem to be something wrong with my body. I'm trying to stay awake, but it's no use. Staring at the pattern on the ceiling, I easily fall asleep.
As sleep engulfs Shiki, the chapter concludes. Though scenes were similar to the past, the content and each character's reaction to them were quite different. With much more information and a day off of school tomorrow, I'll be ending this part here. Next time on Tsukihime, we will enter Chapter 9, Origami. I will see you then.